First the sheep with their wool. Sheep that are white as well as sheep that are brown or black. Sheep's wool and soft brown camel hair and gray alpaca, also soft. Carding, spinning, and washing. Immersing the skeins of wool in the steaming dye bath. Natural dye materials, onion skins, sumac berries, black walnut hulls that stain the hands, plants gathered and saved. These sources of color, steeped in water like tea, then flushed with mordants to make the color fast. Then stringing the loom, drawing individual warp threads through reed and heddles, knowing the vocabulary for all these things, feeling for even tension before tying up and beginning to weave, then passing the shuttle back and forth over and over, creating the design as I go along. Hours and hours that were never counted, spent in making this object, now 40 years old. It has been rolled up in the attic, carried from house to house, preserved as a monument to an era when I was empowered by a feeling of wide horizons and endless possibilities. I had no reason for making it other than to create beauty. The hours didn't matter so much then. My knowledge of time came from poetry, from Theodore Retke, who wrote, "I have learned not to fear infinity, the far field, the windy cliffs of forever, the dying of time in the white light of tomorrow." And from Dylan Thomas, who ended his poem Fern Hill with this thought about childhood and youth. Nothing I cared in the lamb-white days that time would take me. Time held me green and dying, though I sang in my chains like the sea. Now I wonder, what has happened to time in my life? It no longer feels like an endless opportunity. It's unlikely I would spend 1,000 hours making this weaving. Now I multitask, memorizing Retke's poem about the far field while working out on the elliptical machine in my basement. These days, I am all too aware of W.H. Auden's lines. Time that is intolerant of the brave and the innocent, and indifferent in a week to a beautiful physique. But still, I long to return to that era when I experienced time with more openness. I only have to look at the intricacy of these threads to recall that life has fullness and that breadth is as important as length. Here is my mandate to myself and to you. Walk the long road of loveliness and haunt the sweet places where the forest ends and the minted meadow begins. The next stopping place is far from here, very far. I know this because somehow that is where I come from and also where I am going. It's only a matter of time.
Hiya, hiya, haraya, haraya, hiya, na na wa na na, ya da 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 da, ya da 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 da, da 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 da, ya. Haraya, 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 didarum wanna do. Haraya, haraya,